Okay, so all I've got here for today's session is a pillow. I've got quite a fancy pillow, specially made for Pilates, but you could use a couch, cushion, you could use your pillow from your bed, whatever. You don't actually need to have a pillow, but it definitely makes it better. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by lying down on our backs and just getting comfortable down there with your feet flat on the floor, knees pointing to the ceiling. And then just put one leg up, hold behind your thighs, and then the other, and let your knees just pull towards the chest. So the thighs are just hugging in, your low back soft down to the floor. We're just going to take a few moments here to just relax and breathe. So taking a few breaths in through the nose and then out through the nose if you can do that, otherwise through the mouth. All right, so we're going to put one foot down and then the other. I'm going to move my arms wide here and then have my feet just wider than hip height here. We're going to let the knees both go towards one side, so I'm going to the left side here. And as my knees go over towards the left side, my right side of my hip just comes off just that little bit. And then I'm going to come back through the center and then to the other side. Now my left hip comes off as my knees go towards that right side. So just going to keep on going with this motion, just allowing those knees a little bit of movement, the thigh bone to have a little bit of movement, the pelvis to move just slightly from side to side here, just allowing that movement to happen through the body. Of course, if you get any pain or anything through the sides of the knees, don't come as deep into it. You can just kind of stay a little bit away from pushing your knees all the way down to the floor. It's not the goal. We just want that little bit of easy movement through the knees and through the hips, and then in turn coming up into the spine. So from here, we're going to change just slightly, but still do the same thing. We're going to bring our knees and feet now together, and then now we're going to slowly bring the knees all the way over to one side, and then come back through the center, and then all the way over to the other side. So just allowing the knees to rotate now together from one side to the other. And as you go from one side to the other, you'll feel, okay, now my spine is rotating a little bit more. That hip that I am rotating away from, because my knees are going to the left, my right hip's now coming right off and my spine is going with that motion. Just getting that little bit of bigger rotation, focusing a little bit more on the rotation through the spine now. Again, of course, as you do this, you don't have to go, all the way to the floor. That's not the goal. We're just getting that nice rotation through the pelvis, through the spine with this. Okay, so we're going to do one more to the right for me, and then we're going to go all the way over, and we're going to pause with the knees over there. Now you could just hold in this position, and this is great. Otherwise, the top leg just comes around, comes a little bit higher, foot comes down towards the floor, and then now you just let that hip be drawn around towards that left side a little bit more, and then just taking a few breaths there. You can always bring your left hand to that right thigh and just nudge it down towards the floor just for a little bit more rotation here. Just going to take a few breaths in this position. And then we're going to bring the leg back, both knees together. We'll do a few side to sides again. One side, gently over, and then the other side. And then this time when the knees are over to that right side, we'll pause there and we'll let that top foot come off. If you want, you could just hold there, remember. Otherwise the top foot comes off, you can reach that hand towards the left thigh and then just nudging it down just that little bit. So we're not trying to rip your leg off or anything. It's just that little weight of the hand that's just giving you that little extra assistance. You might be feeling a stretch up through the side of the hip, round through that low back into that spine. Just taking a few breaths there, just allowing that body to relax into this position, to this nice stretch. particularly tight through the sides of the hips, this might be what you need. Bring the knees back to the center, and then we'll pause back at the top there. So from here, you can just bring your pelvis or your knees straight, and then you can have your hands either beside your hips. I'm actually going to move my hands to wider so that you guys can see what's happening to my body a little bit clearer, but here is totally sweet. So from here, all you're going to do is rock your pelvis now. So I'm going to rock my pelvis backwards so my low back pushes down towards the floor. And then I'm going to rock my pelvis forwards so my pubic bone reaches towards my toes. I'm just going to rock back and rock forward. So the pelvis is what's initiating the movement, that movement in the pelvis, and then it moves up into my low back. My low back comes into that flexion and then into that extension as I go from one to the other. So just gently rocking the pelvis backwards. This is called pelvic rocks. Pretty tricky, eh? But sometimes this move is a little bit tricky to get. So if you've never moved your pelvis before, you've never really thought about what my pelvis is doing, you may be like, bloody hell, this is actually harder than it looks. But if you keep on practicing this, you will get better. If you want to add the breath to this, you could exhale, rock the pelvis backwards. You're going to feel your pubic bone connecting a little closer towards the sternum, and then you rock the pelvis forwards, pushing your pubic bone to your toes and your low back where it lifts away. So a nice gentle motion there. The next time we rock the pelvis backwards, let's just pause there. And then from here, we're going to continue rocking backwards and rolling up into a bridge. As you come up into the bridge, the front of the hip opens up. Your pubic bone is pulling towards your sternum and your low back feels long. You're not going to push so high up that your rib cage opens, so you want to just come to the lower tip of the shoulder blade here. Take a breath in. You should feel glutes and hamstrings working a little bit there at the top, and then roll the spine all the way back down. Come back into that center position, untuck the pelvis into that neutral. You can even push your pubic bone towards your toes. Then we're going to rock the pelvis backwards again and go up again. So we're reaching the knees past our toes as we come up, so we feel long through the thighs. Come right up to the top, feel the sit bones pulling towards the back of the knees, and then rolling the spine down. Coming back into that centered position at the bottom, or a little arch through the back. You just take it how it feels good for you. This should feel good, just getting that nice mobilization through the back. You get a little bit of work through the glutes at the top, the hamstrings at the top. You're getting that nice kind of rolling articulation motion through the spine. Next time we're up at the top, we're going to pause there. So just check that you haven't pushed up too high. You should feel like you're a nice long line from your knees through to your hips and then your shoulders. From here, what we're going to do is lower the pelvis straight down. So it's not a roll. We're just going to stay strong and stable through the center. And then we're going to push up. So you're going to use your glutes. You're going to pull your pubic bone to your sternum. And then you're going to lower down again. And we'll go for 10 of these. So we come up. All of the 10 toes of the foot are connected to the floor. As you push up, you lower down. The hip flexes a little. And then we drive up through the glutes. As you come up, think about drawing your pubic bone to your sternum and thinking about those sit bones coming to the back of the knees. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, keep all those toes down. It's going to give me cramp. 1, hold up at the top there, and then roll the spine all the way down. Good. From there, let's hug the knees into the chest so I can get rid of that cramp in my right hamstring. Holding there just for a moment. Good. And then pop the feet down on the floor. So feet are about a 90-degree angle in the knees. So the feet are parallel, hip distance apart. And then all I want you to do is just gently do one of those little rocks of the pelvis back. So the low back just touches the floor. I'm not pushing my low back down into the floor. I'm just rocked back and I'm holding that little rock back of the pelvis. And then from here, all you're going to do is lift one leg up so that the knee comes right over the hip, which you call tabletop. And we'll put that leg down. And then we go the other. So you keep that little rock back of the pelvis. I want you to maintain that the whole time. So you may feel like you're a bit tight through here. So this is potentially where you can add this pillow, and this is going to make it a little bit easier to keep this front of the body connected. Otherwise, if you don't need the pillow, try them out, see if you like it. So you want to keep the center nice and connected. You want to keep that low back just touching. It's not pushing down. You've just rocked your pelvis back. We're going to go for a couple more like that. You should just feel this strength in your center to keep the pelvis and spine still as you lift one leg up and then the other. Next time you've got your left leg lifted, we'll pause there. From here, we're going to slowly extend your left leg out, and you can lower it down just a little way. So the lower you go here, the more that you'll start to feel your low back wanting to lift. We want to find that position where it's a challenge, but it's not so much that we're feeling that tension in our low back. We're going to hold strong here. We've still got that pubic bone connected to the sternum. We're not jamming our low back down. We're holding here. The leg is reaching long. And then we're going to bend the knee and bring that foot back down to the floor. Pick your other leg up into tabletop. Slowly extend the leg out, lower it down. Keep that long lengthened feeling through the low back. Holding there with the leg, reach the leg long. If you are feeling any tension, bring your leg up higher in your low back. We want to keep the tension in the core. We want to keep that belly drawing down. And we want to keep that low back connected to the mat. Holding there, and then we slowly bring the leg back in and we lower it down. So if you want, you're going to pick your right leg up into, that's left leg up into tabletop. And then from here, we're going to extend that left leg out, and then we're going to bend that knee in. So you could stay with this, or if you feel like you could add a little bit more load, bring your right leg up into tabletop too, and then extend the left leg out and bring it back. And we're going to do 6 more of these. And back in. We've got 5. If you are feeling that's too much work with your tummy, with the knee and tabletop, you got 2 things. Put that foot right down, or bring that knee a little bit closer towards the chest. This will help you keep the low back down a little bit more, but you'll still get that little bit of extra load. Otherwise, foot to the floor. One foot to the floor, then the other foot to the floor, and relaxing for a moment, getting ready to change sides. So we're going to pick your right leg up into tabletop, and then either keeping that left leg low as we extend that leg and bend, or bringing that left leg up into tabletop and extending that right leg and then coming back. Remember, you've got your knee closest to the chest, or right over top of the hip is going to give you that little bit of extra work. Still, we've got that nice long lengthened feeling through that low back, so you're not going to let him come off. Breathing out. If you want to add the breath as you extend the leg away, we've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg back in. Pop the foot down and then the other foot down, and then relax there for a moment. Okay, from here we're going to pick one leg up into tabletop again when you're ready, and then pick your other leg up. And then lower one leg down and the other leg down. So as you're doing these lift, lift, lower, lower, we're going to go start with the right leg. We're going to pick the left leg up. We're going to lower the right leg. We're going to lower the left leg. And then we start with the left leg. We pick the right leg up. We lower the left leg and we lower the right leg. Right leg, left leg, right leg, left leg. And again, left leg, right leg, left leg, right leg. Good, relax there. Hug your knees nicely in towards your chest. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to roll over onto our side. So it doesn't matter what side I'm going for my left. I'm going to bring my fancy pillow in with me. But you could go for your arm, if you don't have a pillow, underneath your head like that as a little pillow, or your pillow. So we're going to stack our hips on top. Those feet are, the knees are bent and the heels are just down from your sit bones. You've got your hips stacked here. So we've got our spine nice and long, our shoulders stacked. Then all we're going to do here is open the top knee without rolling the pelvis back and then close. We're going to go for 10 of these. Open and close. Open and close. If you want to make this a little harder, lift the bottom foot up. So now both feet are together, they stay together, and you open up at the top and then close. That bottom foot just stays lifted. Open and close. We've got 7, 6, 5. So open nice and high, so you should start to feel the work coming through that outside of the top hip. 4, 3, 2, and then 1. Pop those feet down, pop the knees down, and then close the legs. From here, now we're going to open the top foot. So the knee is going to rotate in, and then we're going to open the knee. And then we're going to turn the knee down, open the knee, toes tap. Knee tap, internally rotate the leg. The foot should be up. Toe tap on the other foot. Knee tap, toe tap. Knee tap, toe tap. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Extend that top leg out. Reach through the heel, hold in there. Lift that leg up and lower it down hip height. We're going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put that hand down in front of you, bend the knee, and come up onto your elbow there. From here, we're going to lift that underside hip up. You can lift the arm up and hold here. Otherwise, we're going to lower and lift. So we lower, bum goes back. Lift, that underside bum lifts up. Lower and lift. We got 7. And up. 6. And up. 5. Bum goes back, bum goes forward. Think of that underside hip. It's pushing you up. We've got 4, I think. 3. Up. 2. Last. 1. Up. Hold here. Lift that top leg if you can. Holding in this position. Reach that top leg long. Hold there. You can have the hand down. You can have that top leg down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way down. Let's go to the other side. So, ear on the pillow or arm tucked underneath. There, knees are bent out the front, heels together, and then spine is long, hips are stacked. Open and close that top leg. We've got about 10 of these. You can keep the bottom foot down if you want, or add that little bit of extra challenge by lifting that top foot. Just stay, or the bottom foot, sorry, just stays there. 7. Keep those hips stacked. So as we open, we're not rolling back here. We're keeping the hips pointing to the front, just opening the knee as wide as it will go. Your knee might open way wider than mine, or not. You got 5. No, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Good. And then from there, internally rotate the leg. Toe is up, toe is down. Keep that underside waistline lifted. Hips are stacked, shoulders are stacked. Tap. We got 10, 8, 7. Trying to keep on time. 6, 5. We could do this all day. 4, 3. No, we can. We got other things we want to do. 2, and 1. Leg to straight. Lift up. 10, 9, 8. Long legs. 7, 6. Waistline still. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bend that top knee. Bring the hand down up onto the elbow. So basically you're still in that same position. You come up and you lift and push your bum forward, and then you go back. So we're going up and back. And you can bring the arm up and back. So you're lifting up through that underside. Think of this as a side of the hip exercise rather than a shoulder and an oblique, but those things are working too. So think of that underside waistline and the hip lifting you up, that side of the glute. That will make it so much easier on your shoulder and on your obliques if you do this right. We got 5, 4, push those hips forward, draw your pubic bone to your sternum so you keep your low back long. 2, And 1, hold here. You can hold in this position or lift that leg up, extend it out, lift that underside waist up, hold there. 7, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come all the way down. Turn over into your 4-point kneeling position. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Square my mat up a little bit there. So we've got that nice quadruped or 4-point kneeling. And then from here, I'm going to tuck my toes under. So I feel a low tight belt across the front of my hips. I'm just going to hover my knees up and I'm going to hold in this position. So I'm holding strong. I'm not letting my spine drop down. I've got that support through the center. And then I'm holding and just breathing, keeping those knees just lifted. Trying to hold here for about 30 seconds or so. But who's counting? Definitely not me. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Shift your bum back towards your heels, take a rest. And then we're going to come to our 4-point kneeling position. And all we're going to do to finish is a little cat-cow. So we come up into our cat, rounding the spine. Then you slowly flow into your extended spine. Lifting the sternum, lifting the sit bones behind you. And then going the opposite. Keep this nice and fluid and flowing. Drawing your pubic bone up, dropping the head right down. And then unraveling. Rounding. And then unraveling. For the last couple. And the last one. Let's shift your bum back towards your heels. And then we can come up to sitting. You made it. Yippee. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Let me know if you did, and let me know if you want more.